Stop, she's not dead. The voice came from the very back of the cemetery, rough, broken, but strong enough to freeze hundreds of mourners in their tracks. The rain had just started to fall over the marble graves when everyone turned toward the man yelling those impossible words. At the front, the pastor stopped mid-sentence, still holding the Bible. The coffin, shining gold under the gray sky, hung above the grave, suspended by ropes. Inside lay Evelyn Carter, the billionaire real estate queen who ruled half the East Coast. Her husband, Richard, stood beside the casket, his face hard and dignified for the cameras that broadcast the ceremony live across the country. But that voice, raw, desperate, shattered the illusion. A man pushed through the crowd. He was black, mid-40s, wearing a torn army jacket, his beard untrimmed, his shoes soaked with mud. People backed away as he passed, covering their noses, whispering. But his eyes, they burned with something terrifyingly certain. "My name's Marcus Green," he said, his voice echoing through the silence. "And she's not dead. You poisoned her. I saw you two last night at the hospital parking lot." Every camera turned toward him. Dr. Alan Peterson, Evelyn's longtime physician, went pale. Richard clenched his jaw, trying to smile for the reporters. "Security," he barked. "Get this lunatic out of here." But the guards hesitated. Marcus kept walking, steady, fearless. "Evelyn Carter was injected with a toxin that slows the heart so much it looks like death. She's alive, and you're about to bury her." The crowd gasped. Some people started recording. Others screamed. Marcus reached the coffin and looked down at Evelyn's face, pale, peaceful, almost glowing under the soft rain. His eyes filled with tears. "Please," he said softly, turning to Evelyn's aunt, Martha. "Let me prove it. Just give me 1 minute." Richard snapped. "You're insane. She died naturally. Stop humiliating us." ... Marcus's voice was calm. "Then why can't your doctor look me in the eyes?" The camera zoomed in on Dr. Peterson, whose hands were trembling so violently that his glasses nearly fell. Marcus reached into his backpack and took out a small glass vial filled with clear liquid. This is the antidote, the same formula that can reverse tetrodotoxin poisoning if given in time." The pastor looked confused. Reporters whispered. Someone in the crowd muttered, "Is this for real?" Marcus looked up, his voice breaking. 3 years ago, I worked for Evelyn's company, Carter Innovations. I built their cybersecurity systems. 15 years of loyalty. Then, I discovered that Richard was embezzling money from the company's charity funds. I tried to tell Evelyn, but he framed me. He planted fake evidence. He sent me to prison. A low murmur spread through the crowd. I lost everything. My job, my home, my family. 3 years sleeping on the streets. But I never forgot what he did. Marcus's voice steadied. "So when I saw him and Dr. Peterson together outside the hospital last night, whispering about the dosage wearing off after 18 hours, I started recording." Richard's face went blank. Dr. Peterson took a step back. "Don't believe him," Richard shouted. "He's a criminal. He's lying." Marcus turned to the cameras. "You call me a criminal. But what does that make a man who kills his wife for money?" Gasps filled the air. Marcus reached into his pocket and pulled out an old phone. "You thought no one saw you, but I did. I recorded everything, every word." The crowd roared in disbelief. Dr. Peterson whispered, "Oh God." Marcus's voice lowered. "You said the dose will keep her paralyzed for 18 hours, and then she'll wake up. We have to bury her before that. Those were your exact words." Aunt Martha covered her mouth, trembling. The guards stepped forward again, but she raised her hand. "Wait, if there's even a chance my niece is alive, we need to see." Marcus nodded gratefully. "Thank you." The tension in the air was unbearable. The camera zoomed in on Marcus's shaking hands as he unscrewed the vial. He took out a dropper and leaned over the coffin. Richard lunged forward, but the guards held him back. "Don't you dare touch her," he shouted. Marcus ignored him. "Evelyn gave me a chance when nobody else did. I won't let her die because of you." He gently placed 3 drops of the liquid on Evelyn's lips. Seconds felt like hours. The rain fell harder. Reporters whispered as the cameras caught every movement. Dr. Peterson was crying silently, his lips trembling. "It's impossible. No one survives that long." Marcus whispered, "You'd be surprised what the human heart can survive." Aunt Martha leaned closer, clutching the edge of the coffin. "Evelyn, honey, if you can hear me, come back." For nearly 3 minutes, nothing happened. Then, Evelyn's fingers twitched. Someone screamed. The crowd gasped as her chest rose ever so slightly. Dr. Peterson stumbled forward, putting a stethoscope to her chest. He froze, his mouth open. Heartbeat. Faint, but real. "She's breathing." The cemetery erupted. People were shouting, crying, filming. The entire nation watching live as a billionaire came back from the dead. Richard backed away, his face twisted in terror. "This is a trick. It's fake." Marcus turned to him. "Just like your offshore accounts, Richard." The color drained from Richard's face. Marcus reached into his bag again and pulled out a tablet. "You never changed the passwords I built for your servers 15 years ago. I accessed everything. Your transfers, your fake charities, your shell companies. You stole $15 million, Richard." Gasps echoed. Dr. Peterson sank to his knees, sobbing. "He forced me. He said he'd ruin my daughter's life." Marcus's voice was steady. "You always have a choice. I had nothing, and I still chose what was right." At that moment, a woman's voice rose from the crowd, calm, strong. "That's enough." Everyone turned. A gray-haired lady in a beige coat stepped forward. Dr. Jennifer Hayes, former FBI toxicologist. "For weeks, I've been investigating this with Mr. Green. We gathered the evidence, the samples, the toxins. The Bureau knows everything." Before Richard could react, police sirens wailed in the distance. 3 patrol cars and an FBI van rolled through the cemetery gates. The lead agent approached. "Richard Carter, you're under arrest for attempted murder, conspiracy, and financial fraud." Richard tried to run, but the guards grabbed him. He screamed curses, his voice drowned by the cameras flashing and the crowd shouting. Dr. Peterson didn't resist. He just whispered, "God forgive me," as the agents handcuffed him. Evelyn, now conscious but weak, opened her eyes completely. She looked around in confusion. Why are you all here?" Her aunt burst into tears. "You were almost buried alive, sweetheart." Evelyn looked toward Marcus, who stood soaked in the rain, tears mixing with the drops on his face. "You saved me?" she asked softly. Marcus nodded. "You saved me first. You gave me a job when no one else would. I was just returning the favor." She smiled weakly. "Then we're even." As the police cars drove away, the crowd began to applaud. Reporters shouted questions. Cameras zoomed in on Marcus, the homeless man who had just saved a billionaire's life. For the first time in years, Marcus smiled. "Funny thing about truth," he said quietly. "You can bury it, hide it, even poison it. But sooner or later, it breathes again." In a world obsessed with power and wealth, it wasn't money or influence that saved Evelyn Carter. It was courage, integrity, and the refusal of one broken man to let evil win. No matter how deep the lies are buried, truth always finds a way to rise.